Good morning, my peoples. Good morning, my peoples, my family. This is special. This is real special. Y'all know who it is. This is Webb's baby. And Webb's is my mother. And out of 10 children, my mom was the 7th out of 10 children in the family. The Webb and the Wilson family. That had to understand that children are the kingdom. They had to understand this because the way they look at children, the way my grandmother, Evelyn Webb, looked at children, the way that my grandmother, Evelyn Webb, opened up her door to every single child in the neighborhood. Every last one of my 98 first cousins, we all felt like we were the only grandchild. I don't know how she did it. I do not know how this woman with 98 grandchildren from 10 children made every grandchild on a birthday never forgot, not one birthday, never. On Christmas, second and third cousins would show up to my grandma's house, and I've never seen somebody go under the tree. Not an aunt, not a cousin, not a sister, not a brother. And not be included. And my mom was 7 out of 10. So it was 2 babies that was my mom's babies. See, my mom had 6 other above her, and she was they babies. But it was 2, Gary and Julie, that was my mom's babies. And my auntie Julie is not feeling well right now. So the word says, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine. A merry heart doeth good like a medicine. And so my mother's merry heart medicine was going to her mama's church on Friday nights. Every Friday night they had joy night at St. Philip's, my grandmama's church. And whether we was out of town or back in town while my mom and pops was at college at Oakwood University, mom was at joy night. And me and Terry was at joy night. And every time we went to joy night, my mom's baby, Aunt Julie, will be up on the mic. I'm gonna play you this song, Aunt Julie. Let you know this how serious mom was about her baby. My Aunt Julie would be on the mic. So first of all, my mom was a cheerleader. My mom was the top cheerleader at their high school. My father was a football player. And my Aunt Julie was a cheerleader extraordinaire. And my Uncle Billy, who she married, was a worship leader. So my pops was a team leader on the football field, and my mom was a cheerleader. And my Uncle Billy was a worship leader, and my Aunt Julie was the cheerleader. The physical and the spiritual. Team leader, cheerleader. On the field, physical. Team leader, worship leader, cheerleader, spiritually. But when you go in that house of God and you're a worship leader, that's called a priest. That's called the priesthood. And when you're a cheerleader in the house of God, that's called the Levites. And outside in the physical, when you're a team leader in the field of battle, it's called the good shepherd. And every good shepherd has to have a cheerleader. The birthright. And these two couples got married together. Frank and Bev, Julie, Billy. These two got married together. And mom was so serious about her baby, Julie. And when Julie had her firstborn, Mattel. And when I was born, all my life, my mom made sure that I knew she was not playing with her baby. She made sure that I knew she was the older sibling, and she was that baby's godmother. And since I'm the older, I am that baby's god brother. And I want to let you know, Aunt Julie, I will never fumble that rock. That cheerleader made sure that I knew what coronation is. That I had been coronated in the birthright. That your son had been coronated. That meant set apart for a holy use and given back. That's what Hannah did to Samuel. She coronated. She told God, if you give me a son, I'll give him back to you. And she coronated. She consecrated him. Set aside for a holy use, not common. My mother made sure that I knew this ain't no common situation here, son. So there was no greater joy, no greater passion of my mom than to lead the cheers in worship at Joy Night. And Aunt Julie, you didn't get to see Mom lead the cheer down at Oakwood. But first I'm going to play you. Then I'm going to play Mom. And I'm going to give you a taste of the blueprint that y'all laid down for us. And even though her youngest grandson, Damon Jr., his consecration name is Jeshurun, the upright one. Even though he did not get to experience Joy Night and Precious Memories, Because y'all led the cheer so hard. Because y'all laid down the blueprint so hard. I could take the same exact identical Mary Hart medicine and hand it down as a priceless legacy. A good man leaveth wealth to his children's children. A good man leaveth wealth to his children's children. And because y'all were supreme cheerleaders, worship leaders, on and off the field, in the streets and in the house of God, we able to continue this legacy. So this first song, my Aunt Julie is famous for, at Joy Night at St. Philip's. There's two songs that my Aunt Julie is famous for. And this first one is Matthew 24. They asked the King of Kings, what are the signs of your second coming? And this song is the soundtrack to the motion picture of the prophetic warning that he gave him in Matthew 24. So after my dad got off the football field, he got on the battlefield. He went from being a team leader to a spiritual leader. Then he went from a spiritual leader to being a Hollywood motion picture director. And when y'all hear me talk about Hollywood, Hollywood is the gold in the exchange with the Heavenly Father that is tried in the fire and comes out pure. Hollywood, come exchange with me gold tried in the fire. A good man leaveth wealth to his children's children. A good man prepares children to be able to be tried in the fire. A good man grooms his cheerleader to be able to be tried in the fire and come out as pure gold. That's Hollywood. And so Matthew 24, the Most High God is telling his sons, if you faithful in this command that I give you, you're going to be in the ark and not outside the ark. He said, just like the days of Noah. And my Aunt Julie used to sing this song. I know you love them, Vanessa. I know you love them cheerleaders. I'm about to play you the song my Aunt Julie used to kill. Come on in this house. It's gonna rain. This is the Hollywood soundtrack. Matthew 24 is the Hollywood soundtrack. It's the King of Kings telling his disciples, if you faithful with the training that I gave you, if you faithful, just like the days of Noah, just like Noah and his family was in the ark, you're going to be in the ark. And I want you to go and tell the people it's going to rain. To get in this ark. And my Uncle Billy and little Dwight on the keyboard and Mathel on the drums and Vita sitting next to my mama and Terry sitting on the other side. With all the Wilsons and the Webbs, we used to go to Joy Night every Friday night. My mom would break her neck to get back to the crib for Joy Night to hear Aunt Julie do this.
She's a woman on the go, and the Anvil 9000 goes with her with cellular technology that keeps her connected. Like
can see it like it was yesterday. Better run in the yard before the rain starts. Can't you see the clouds gathering? Don't let it be said too late. Hollywood, get prepared. Matthew 24, the King of Kings is given this morning. Here come my Julie. That's Auntie. Better come on in this house. That's Uncle Billy. White boy. That's Colleen. Aunt Diane. Desi. That's everybody in the background. Tree, Stan, Bub. Grandma. I.T.B. Crazy. Can't you see the clouds gathering? I know, Harold. I know. That's why I love Try Christ. Yo, this was inbred in me from birth, bro. That's why I love you and Roz to death, yo. Before the rain starts. Clouds gathering. Don't let it be said too late. Matthew 24. It's the soundtrack for Hollywood, for being in the ark and not out of it. Rain down fire. This ain't nothing to be scared of. His warning was, do what Noah did. Get prepared. Walk the walk. Noah, you are perfect in your generation. Once again, this is Precious Memories Radio. So, when moms and pops went down to Oakwood, I'm about to play. You just played it this week? How? That's crazy. Watch this next one, though. Watch this next one. So, for all my family in Trenton. Trenton was just an incubator to take Joy Night, St. Philip's, to the world. The platform, when mom and pops took it to the world, literally. My oldest son is there right now doing the same thing pops, mom's, me and his mom did, taking it to the world. So what the Webbs was doing in a corner, when that bridge says Trenton makes the world takes, Trenton makes the world takes, literally. My son's university won Choir of the World last year, and this Choir of the World, I'm gonna play it for you. First I'm gonna play Aunt Julie's other song, then I'm gonna go and show y'all what Mom was doing. And instead of calling it Joy Night, like we did in Trenton, we called it Precious Memories down there. So this is just some Merry Heart medicine. Sending it to my auntie's way. Merry Heart doeth good like a medicine. A merry heart. From one of Beb's baby to another of Beb's baby. Nothing lit up Mom's face. Nothing. Then Joy Night at St. Philip's and Precious Memories at Oakwood. This the other track Aunt Julie smashed. This is the one.
Hey guys, next round's on me. Thank you. There we go.
This is the one. Once again, let's talk about Hollywood. Once again, let's talk about Hollywood. So I can show y'all that we have not been playing with this thing. This is the team we play for. Revelation 12 says, Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. Remember, I told you they asked the king, what are the signs that you're coming back to get us again? Put an I in front of this. I-O-U. I-O-U. Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. What few things? The commandment from when you asked me in Matthew 24. You asked me, what are the signs? And then I told you, go ye into all of the world. I owe you for your faithful servant. OU stands for Oakwood University, but more importantly, the I owe you. Well done, my good and faithful servant. So this song Aunt Julie sings, Going Up Yonder. Going up yonder is claiming before the fact. It's the soundtrack for being victorious and hearing him say, well done, my good and faithful. You have been faithful over a few things. Now come be ruler over many. And then that same John who told you Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels and cast him out. And then he said, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, for that dragon has come down to you. And he knows he has but a short time. And he is as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Well, because he is the lion from the tribe of Judah, the lamb slain from the foundation of the world, the Alpha and the Omega. The faithful servants that heeded the warning, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, are also Alpha and Omega. They are the lion pride. And then the word says, I, John, saw a number that no man can number, standing on the sea of glass, I, John, saw the Lion, King of Kings' pride, the Alpha and Omega, a number that no man can number, standing on the sea of glass, singing a song that no man can sing. No, you got to be supernatural. You got to be Alpha and Omega to sing that song. What song? Going Up Yonder. This is the song. This is the song, standing on the sea of glass. I made it. You call me faithful? You call me righteous? And that's what they said to him. Lord, Lord, when was I faithful to you, Lord? That's called supernatural. It's just a part of your everyday. It's just a part of your routine. You don't even know. It's so ingrained in the character because of the preparation that you've been going through. This is why it's set in a team. Everything is set in a team environment. Aunt Julie's daughter, Vita, is a track star in college. And the king said, run the race as one who would get the prize. But to be able to be a supernatural track star and get the prize, your preparation before the race, before you even run. These are the principles that I'm handing down to Jeshu Run, the upright one, Beverly's grandson, so that he can run the same way that those of us who've experienced the cheerleading, he can run the same race, no different. The preparation. When was we faithful to you, Lord? When you done it unto the least of these, my brethren. When I was hungry, you clothed me, you fed me. When I was naked, you clothed me in righteousness. When I was homeless, you put a shelter over my head. You put me up in the Father's house, not any house. I go to prepare a place, and you've been preparing that same place for my people. The preparation, yo. This is what I gleaned out of my auntie and my mama and my daddy and my uncle. This is what was deposited. Not in words. Not in words. An example. In accountability, in setting the bar, and holding us accountable.
Girls like that?
Of course.
Going up yonder. It's not a question. It's not a question. Precious Memories Radio. Aunt Julie used to smash this. Smash. You want to know where I'm going? Where I'm going? Soon. Anybody ask you? You already know how, where I'm going. Soon. Tell them this. I'm Hollywood. Hollywood. I can show you better than I can tell you. Going up yonder. I can show you better than I can tell you to be with my Lord. Hollywood. She's to kill it. I could take the pain. Heartache. The confidence in knowing. What? To the kingdom. As God gives me grace. To what? To run. Just you run, the upright one. Till I see my Savior face to face. Ain't no race. Head and not the tail. Going up yonder. I'll tell you, my family's church. Yo, off the hook. Where I'm going. Where I'm going. If they want to know, going to Hollywood. Y'all better let them know. We going to Hollywood. We gonna pass the test of fire. Pure gold. Purified. Soon. I'm going. For sure, bro. For sure. For sure. They did it right, yo. This family did it right, yo. Both sides. Both sides. My dad's side of the family, same way. My grandmother, Aura Lillian Leggett, was one of 8. She was the baby of 8. Just like Aunt Julie was the baby of 10. My grandmother, Evelyn Webb, was she the baby of 10 too? She had 10 too. When I tell you Trenton, on every side of Trenton, my grandmother's family is the Masons with the 8. And the Ganges, who married into the Masons. And then my grandpop's family, the Leggettes. 8-2 on the same street as the Masons, Humboldt Street, North Trenton. When I tell you these families treated these children, prepared these children to be able to go through the 80s, war on drugs, the 90s, prison industrialized complex, the Yo MTV whack rap, nigga era and still come out pure gold, still come out standing, still come out reflecting, still come out grooming, standing in the gap, unwavering, not following nothing. And I want to say to you, Aunt Julie, you can't worry about none of them babies. Can't worry about Mega Mattel. Because just like the King of Kings said to his father in John 17, I have lost none that you have given into my hands. Not one. I have not fumbled the rock. I am in you. You are in me. And I am in them. Beverly Webb gave me Mattel Hunter. Taught me I have been consecrated in a birthright. That was going to put me in position to hear the call of the Lord. Samuel heard the Lord at a young age because of the consecration. He kept running to the prophet Eli. Eli, I ain't call you. He was being trained. He was hearing the Lord, but he didn't know that it was the Lord calling him. He was being trained to be in tune with the supernatural. He thought it was the physical. He was already prepared and consecrated and set apart for the supernatural. And the supernatural came calling. And then when the priest realized, no, that's your heavenly Father calling, son. And this is how you're supposed to respond. Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. I hear you. And the word says, Samuel grew in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and man. And it says the same thing about the King of Kings who was calling him. So that King of Kings, when he was on earth in the same position, listened to his father's call. And after he finished his growth, after he finished growing in wisdom and in stature and favor, he turned around and said to the father, not for himself, but for every baby, for every mother of the birthright who dared to claim the hand of vow, for every child who was consecrated in that birthright that would ever live. He didn't say it for himself. He made it a public declaration for everybody else who would be in that position after him. I have not lost one that you have given to me. Mattel's good. Deb's grandchildren are good. Everybody in this Lion King of Kings pride is good. It's called in coverage. You dealing with a covering cherub. He that dwelleth in the secret place shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. The secret place. My oldest son's consecration name, the divine shadow. We have not been playing with this birthright. We have not been playing with this Hollywood motion picture. But there's no motion picture without the cheerleaders' soundtrack. See, in football and basketball in the world, the cheerleaders just some bygone What you did, Aunt Julie, what my mom did, that is the most cherished position in the kingdom. Especially when it comes to the faithful servant. Especially when it comes to the currency of the kingdom. Said the King of Kings himself. He said, when the woman loses 1 silver coin, has 10, loses 1, she will sweep the whole house meticulously, endlessly, until she finds it. And when that silver coin, currency, there's 2 times where he talked about currency. And it was not arbitrary. I must be about my Father's business. The Father's business is based on both of these currencies. The parable of the talent. A talent was measured out in gold and silver. Gold and silver talents. Skills consecrated to the service of the king to produce the Father's works. That's the definition of the Father's business. It's not arbitrary. It's not theoretical. Because the Father would not come to collect the return on his investment if it wasn't tangible. The Son made sure the whole world knew that it was tangible when his mother and his brothers came to the door trying to get in. Don't tell me who my family is. Show me somebody doing the works of my Father, and that's my family. Works? Yes. Skills consecrated to the service of the Father's works. Father's business. That's the deposit that I make in the talents. And the word says, the lost is the silver talents. Not as valuable as the gold. Israel was the lost. I have not come to call the righteous, but the wicked, first to the Hebrews, then to the Gentiles. He's letting you know. And then when the Holy Ghost searches to find the lost, when she finds the silver coin, he said, then the woman will go out and lead the praises, the celebration. The redeemed sing a song that no man can sing. The woman will sing the celebration. Talking about cheerleading. We're talking about cheerleading. And then he stopped and said, okay, parable time is over. Just like that. All of heaven rejoices when one soul comes to repentance. Cheerleading. All of heaven, cheerleading is the ultimate. And we get the cheerleading right. When you get the cheerleading right, the lost are found. It's called renown. The men of old, men of renown. Renown. Greater than fame. Higher than fame. Fame is nothing. Renown is heaven and earth. Hollywood's fame and fortune is nothing. You're not even getting out the atmosphere with fame. Renown? You're celebrated on the celestial and the terrestrial. Renown. So that's some more Mary Heart medicine for you, Auntie. Not one that's given to those who have been consecrated and set apart. That investment of the talent ensures the ability to be like the Good Samaritan, to have the resources to rehabilitate any situation. Paul called it being all things to all people. That's what Paul called it. I am all things to all people, and I've been given the resources to rehabilitate. This is rehab. Intervention, rehabilitation. We intervene from the devourer. Can't have none of ours. We intervene. And because we've been given the talents, no matter how much of it we've been given, we take and we use. To whom much is given, much is required. Much what? Much service. Much Good Samaritan service. That's what the resources of earth is given to us for. That is the faithful servitude that he acknowledges and rewards as being a ruler. And in the golden and in the parable of the talent, the one who took the 5 talents and applied them like the Good Samaritan in the service of intervention and rehabilitation. Reparations. We always got all of these black folks talking about reparations, 40 acres and a mule. The reparations is the Good Samaritan transformation and transfiguration. That's our reparations. He said, you will repair the old waste places. You will rebuild the old waste places. That is the rehabilitation. The sanctuaries. Don't you know that your body is the temple of God? The indwelling of the Holy Ghost? He who destroys the temple will be destroyed. And he who repairs and rebuilds the temple will be rewarded as a faithful servant. It is a math equation. Our people are being devoured and their sanctuaries are being destroyed. And the faithful, like Daniel, intercede on behalf of the people. Daniel chapter 9. Intercede, and the Most High gets up off of the throne and comes down and say, Daniel, don't you know you are favored? And because you prayed a prayer of intervention and rehabilitation, it's fullness of time for R&R. I have heard you and I have come down. And yes, you can rebuild the temple for me. Yes, you can rebuild the old waste places. You. Not Benjamin Netanyahu. You, Daniel, my faithful servant. Not Donald Trump. You, Daniel. Not Pope Francis. You, Daniel, my faithful servant. You have intervened and you will be able to rehabilitate and rebuild. I have lost none that you gave to me. Because we practice but if not preparation. They practice doomsday preppers. They're doomsday preppers. You can prep all you want for doomsday. We're but if not preppers. We teach the babies how to be but if not preppers. What's a but if not prepper? The 3 Hebrew boys. Because of Daniel's leadership, we're talking about cheerleaders. We're talking about team leaders. We're talking about Frank E. Leggett. We talk about Billy Hunter. We talk about cheerleaders, team leaders. We talk about priests and Levites. We talk about captains, good shepherds, good sowers. Because Daniel was a good shepherd. He was the captain of the team. But all four of them had mamas, cheerleaders who understood the birthright, who trained up their children in the way that they should go. But if not, prepping cannot be done without a cheerleader that's connected. And auntie, because you was connected, because my mama was connected, we got the training. We got the training. We got it. And when Daniel wasn't there, and when their mama's birthright training wasn't there, and when their daddy's first fruit covering cherub blessing wasn't there, 3 young 18, 19-year-olds stood up in the presence of the King of the earth. O King, we are not careful to answer you, because we answer to the true authority. This is what y'all gotta understand. There is no A on the end of the U.S. There is no A on the end of the U.S. Everything that you see U.S. dollar, you see the U.S. military, you see the U.S. president, you see U.S. on everything. U.S., U.S., U.S. Everything they do under the U.S. Because they don't have the authority. This is all about authority. They're faking as if they have authority. Nebuchadnezzar was faking as if he was in authority when he was an instrument of chastisement for unfaithful children, then who tried to usurp and claim authority. Every kingdom, every principality, every throne is an instrument to remind God's children of their covenant. That's it. Every kingdom, throne, principality is an instrument. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Corporal chastisement. Spare the rod, spoil your child, says God. I will not spare the rod or the staff. I will chastise my children. I will remind them all throughout the ages. And when these fools that I use to chastise my children and try and get them, like David, the man after my own heart, to remember, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell, Emmanuel, I will dwell in the Father's house that you have went and prepared for me. I go to prepare a place for you. That when I come again, I will receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. Who got authority? Where? Who has prepared a place? The U.S. faking like Nebuchadnezzar. Every president faking like Nebuchadnezzar. And we have prepared a generation of children. Oh, whoever presents the last and final challenge, whoever dares to turn up the fire 7 times hotter, we Hollywood children. Fire? That's a test that we was called and created to pass. Gold tried in the fire will come out as pure gold. O King, we are not careful to answer you, our God. is able to deliver. The authority. The person who has authority right here, right now. Let me let you know. In front of all of your people, you ain't no authority. Our God is able to deliver us. And if he chooses not to, I gladly make the sacrifice. I gladly lay it all down. No man take my life. Understand, King, if I go into these flames and I don't come out, understand you didn't take my life. I laid it down for the King. And if he chooses to allow me to lay my life down, then he is simply saying, I have fulfilled my purpose. I'm good either way. But if not, but if he don't deliver me, we still will not bow down and serve you. But if not, preppers. So I want to say to your auntie, your babies, your grandbabies, your children that y'all set examples for. We always gonna remind them that we got it. So let me show you where mom went. And let me show you how mom took the cheerleading to the world. And the same thing we say right here in a small little corner of Trenton. We used the launch pad right outside of Philly, Palm Forge Academy, and a launch pad in Huntsville, Alabama, Oakwood University, to take the same exact, but if not prepper, the same exact Hollywood motion pictures message to the globe. What she learned side by side with you and St. Phillips. Her and Pops went down and took this to the world. And then I'm going to show you the fruits, their grandson. Same spot, doing the same thing because of y'all inspiration, because of y'all lead. Every side of my family. Webbs, Wilsons, Masons, Legettes prepared us. Aunt Henrietta, Uncle Richard, Aunt Mary. Same cheerleading on the other side of town, Mount Sinai. On the other side of town, same. There's no excuse for us. No excuse. My grandpa, Frank E. Leggett, same thing. No wiggle room. Examples were set. The bar was set. Stage was set. All we could do is run the play. All we could do is stick to the script. And we ain't losing none. None. So y'all can rest easy. This is Mary Heart medicine. No doubt. The blueprint was given. Let me show you what mom did best. For real? That's what you want to do? Technical difficulties, yo. Once again, it's called Precious Memories Radio. So it was a movement, one of the most powerful musical movements underground that has gone throughout the world. And they called the Precious Memories down in Oakwood. And groups like Take Six came out of this movement. Gospel groups like Virtue, the women's gospel music group Virtue, And this cheerleading, this highest level of cheerleading has grown into the #1 choir in the world, 2017 and 2018. No surprise. It was on that level when Pops and Moms went down there. And I'm just trying to tell y'all, if there is a solution for what ails our people and plague our people, if there is a solution, this team leader combination and cheerleader combination off the field and in the sanctuary, this is the blueprint. On the field, publicly in your day-to-day life, and then in the sanctuary, team leader and cheerleader, because God said you will be the head and not the tail. You got to lead physically, spirit throughout the day with my golden talents, which is skills, and intervening and rehabbing my people. And then you got to lead in worship and in praise when the lost is found and when the lost is transformed. You got to lead team leader and cheerleaders. That's all I'm looking for. And when we get this right, as a pride, as a Lion King pride, we receive the deposit. That deposit, this the golden talents, this the Holy Ghost. It's physical and it's spiritual. The deposit. Are y'all serious? Are you serious? They don't want me to show you. I'm gonna play you a couple tracks from Mom's Day and from Xavier, my oldest son, currently. Then we're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna take you back to Mom's time when she left Trenton, when Mom and Pop left Trenton, and where this all started at. And I'm gonna show you the cheerleading and the team leading. Then I'm gonna bring you back to present day and show you that this cycle, we got it on autopilot. We ain't changed nothing. We ain't doing nothing different. I love y'all for what y'all did for us. I love y'all for what y'all gave to us. I love y'all for how y'all invested in us. And proof is how we reinvested. Proof is how we giving it back. It's called a return on investment. How can I give the Father a return on his investment if I don't give honor to my earthly mother and father? How am I give honor to my heavenly mother and father? It's practice. The family is given for practice to prepare you for the heavenly family. And if we just put in place the principles and practice giving honor, you made an investment in me. I have to continue that investment to give you a return on what you gave me. I can't fumble it. I can't squander it. I can't waste it. That's dishonor. That's disrespectful. That's irreverent. That's unholy. Since Mom not here to sing for herself, this was Mom's right-hand lady. So y'all know how mom is. Mom is the star of the party. Mom is the glue. Mom is the cookie baked queen. Brings everybody together. Mom is the heart and soul. And when she went down there, she joined the music department. And the leader of the music department is a lady by the name of Eurydice Osterman. So on the technical side, mom was a music major in early childhood development, but training the children up in the way that they should go. And cheerleading. Those were her majors. Cheerleader, birthright, trainer, but if not, prepper. So on the music side, the technical side of the degree, Miss Eurydice Osterman had a choir called the Aeolians. And then there was a choir just like St. Philip's, where Aunt Julie sung. And that choir was called Way Back When. So mom had the best of both worlds. She had the technical side, then she latched on the home. And she thrived on both sides. So this lady in the choir that was like Joy Night in Trenton, her name is Wanda Lott. This was mom's girl. So sending this your way, Aunt Julie. Just a reminder of how your sister took what y'all was doing in Trenton and took it to the world.
And when you can look at your life and know that he's been with you every step of the way, you know, you can sing this song along with me this evening. I'm thankful for these two young men that are just awesome. At the last minute, because we didn't think we had the soundtrack issue settled, and their mom said, you know, they might be able to play something for you. So then I thought of this particular song, My Soul's Been Anchored. And she said, do you know this song? And I'm like, oh yeah. So they started playing it. So I praise God for their gift this evening. And I want you all to encourage them, just like she said earlier, because they are some awesome young men. And I pray that someone will get a blessing out of this song, that no matter what's going on in your life or what has gone on in your life, how many trials you may have, how many storms may come up, and issues that may cause your knees to buckle sometimes, just know that as long as your soul has been anchored, it's going to be all right. Though the storms keep on raging
In my life.
my life, though sometimes it's hard to tell the night from day, still that hope that lies within
is reassuring. As I cast my eyes upon the distant shore, I see a glass. He'll lead me safely to that blessed place he has prepared. And if the storms don't cease, and if the winds keep on blowing in my life, my
I know He'll lead
me
me safely to that
blessed place
He has prepared. Go and leave the storms if they don't cease. And just in case the winds keep on blowing in my life, my soul, it has been anchored in the Lord. I realize that sometimes in this life you're gonna be tossed against the waves and the currents that seem so fierce. But in the Word of God, I got an anchor, and it keeps me so steadfast and unmovable, despite the tide and the storms. They don't cease. And just in case the winds keep on blowing in my life, my soul's been anchored in the Lord. Oh, my soul, it's been anchored in the Lord. My soul's been anchored. 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 My soul's been anchored in the Lord. The billows may roll and the breakers may dash, but I shall not stray because He holds me fast. So long the day, the clouds in the sky, I know it's alright, 'cause Jesus is mine. My soul, my soul, my soul, my soul, my soul's been anchored. My soul's been anchored. My soul, it has been anchored. My soul's been anchored. My soul's been anchored. My soul has been anchored in the Lord.
Once again, this is Precious Memories Radio. Sending some Mary Heart medicine to my auntie. A Mary Heart doeth good like a medicine. And precious memories like these. Precious memories like these when you know the babies you invested in are anchored. The sacrifices you made. The children you covered. Got it. The cheers that you led. We still leading the same cheers. The examples that you set, the blueprints that you gave, we still handing them down. And now, Julie, this is one of the main songs, Moms. and the Merry Heart Medicine to make you feel better. It's one of the main songs I know Mom will want to share. It's one of the most famous historical songs that she used to sing, promising that we would get to that final place. Share it with you. Streams of mercy, never ceasing. Call for songs of loudest praise. Sung by tongues above. Our redeeming love. Safely to arrive at home. Prone to wander. Lord, I feel it. Prone to leave. The God I love. Here's my heart, Lord. Take and seal it. Seal it for thy courts above. Wandering. Here to rescue me from danger. Interpose his precious love. Prone to wander. Lord, I feel it. Prone to leave, but God I love. Here's my heart. Take and seal it. Seal it full, like courts of all. My goodness, like a fetter, binds me closer, my heart to thee. Prone to wander. So, Auntie, just wanted to send you a little Mary Heart medicine. Hope to make you feel better. We love you. Miss you. God bless.